thank God, yeah, because like I said, if I wasn't here, this could have been, a murder, Should be dead right here in front of my street.
For the first time, we're hearing from the nephew of a woman who police say was attacked by her own husband on Thursday. This was an incident that caused a school lockdown in Chandler.
The 25-year-old nephew lived next door and is being credited for saving his aunt's life. Monica Garcia spoke with him exclusively about what he calls one of the scariest days of his life.
That nephew, David Webb, says his aunt and his uncle had been fixing the property next to his house over the past couple of weeks. But on Thursday, he heard frantic screams. He looked outside and he saw his uncle chasing his aunt down this street with a 9mm handgun. He says his aunt was literally running for her life.
25-year-old David Webb isn't usually home around the time chaos unfolded in this Chandler neighborhood near McClintock Drive and Chandler Boulevard, just 20 feet outside his front door.
Making sure my aunt didn't die, and I was making sure there was peace.
But believes if he hadn't been home, his aunt would likely be dead.
And he pulled out a gun, pointing at me, so started pointing at Jennifer. She was screaming, going down the street right here. And my only thought was just try to stop my uncle from killing my aunt. I don't know.
David says this man, who he calls Uncle Bob, or Robert Hayes, has been married to his aunt for more than 30 years. But lately, he's been acting unstable.
I was saying, just, look at me. You're going to do something you're going to regret. Just look at me, okay? Look at me. Don't look at her.
We want to warn you, details of what happened that day are graphic. Police say Hayes pointed a gun at his wife and said, quote, "Today's the day you die." He also asked his wife how she wanted to die, via gunshot or if she wanted to be smothered, and told her to write a goodbye letter to their kids. He then forced her to cut her hair with clippers and slapped her with his gun.
When someone snaps like this, they're capable of anything.
Thankfully, his aunt was able to make a run for it out the front door. Her nephew close by to intervene. Hayes is now in jail facing multiple felony charges. Meanwhile, David's aunt is out of the hospital.
Now, David says it was such a big commotion out here that a lot of neighbors came outside, but once they saw his uncle running with a handgun, they quickly went back indoors. He says he's studying to be an EMT and that he credits that training for springing into action. Now, all of this commotion also caused 2 schools in this area to go on lockdown. In Chandler, Monica Garcia with Arizona's Family.